What's up everybody and welcome back to An Idiot's Road to Glory, episode number 36, where, as you can see, I told you at the end of the last episode we'd see how we got on in FUT Champs. We are currently 13-1, one win away from Gold 3, and while we wait to load into this game, we're going to do comment of the day, which comes from Ham. I'm not even going to try and pronounce your second name, but you said, "Hey Andy, on one of the episodes, can you please talk us through what your dream team, or end goal team, would look like? Love the series." So thank you very much for the support. And yes, that is an absolutely brilliant idea. So tomorrow's episode, just for you, is going to be where I would like my teams to go, what sort of teams I'd like to end up with, what the gradual progression is going to be, because I've been doing some planning of it as we try and get an actual, decently connected, full bars, no lag game of FUT Champs, which is a struggle, I do have to say. But did we get one? It's 5 bars. It's not trickling down. We're going through. Yes, tomorrow's episode will be where I want the team to go, what sort of progression. I mean, I'll show you guys and we'll have a little catch up in a minute when we jump to live. But first, we need to find out how we're going to get on in FUT Champs as we come up against a pretty sick team, to be honest with you. Courtois, Red, Bailly, a couple of blue cards, a player of the month, an informed Martial, a Charlie, Austin, a striker. He's obviously going to pause it and sub him off, so we'll have to wait and see who he brings off for that. But first of all, we are going to... Okay, you'll have already done his sub at this point. I'll show you guys who it is in a sec. But first of all, we're going to score with Mo Salah. Cutting inside, smashing it far post, perfectly timed, drills it bottom corner. Absolutely no chance, even for Courtois, who is one of, if not the best goalkeeper on the game. So speaking of end goals, I really want to get Courtois into my team. As you can see, actually, in this game, I'm playing 4-1-2-1-2, the second variation. So is this guy, and you can see he's subbed on informed Ben Yedder. Again, something probably to come on to in the next episode. I really do like this formation, but I like having the option to switch between the two of them. But it seems when I play against better players, I do better with the 4-1-2-1-2 second. This guy was pretty decent. That was some nice dribbling with Lucas, and obviously a time finesse. He's going in the top bins from the edge of the box because it's FIFA 19. But a decent little goal from him. Unfortunately for him though, we did manage to get one back just before half-time. Triggering the run with Mane, as you can see there, laid off to Kane, and then he flicks it around the corner to Mane. It's a very good way to score, and especially in the 4-1-2-1-2 second. If you've got someone really attacking playing a cam, like I play Mane there at the moment with Salah and Kane up front, you give the ball to that player. You play an L1X or L1A, whatever you want to call it, LBA if you're on the Xbox. The pass where you trigger a run, basically, a 1-2 pass. You play it to them, and then you don't give it immediately back to them. You pass it to somebody else instead, and the original player carries on their run. As you can see, after half-time, we're absolutely battering this guy. And just chance after chance after chance. Does he end up scoring here? I don't think he does. Oh no, he had chances actually, to be fair. He was, like I said, we were all over him. We were trying to score. He's trying to score. Dembele, I'm getting confused because I'm talking to you guys as well at the same time. I ended up pausing it to make some subs because we couldn't quite get that goal even though the chances were coming. But yeah, I've got Mane. So what you do is you have Mane, you play a 1-2 pass, but you don't actually do the 2. So I pass it into Salah's feet. And instead of then passing the ball straight back to Mane with Salah, you pass it to Kane, and then Kane plays the through ball to Mane, and he should be steaming through on goal with absolutely nobody tracking him. But as you can see, I subbed on my player of the month, Hazard. He rinsed them, and Harry Kane is not missing from there to make it 3-1. It was, like I said, a close game. I was having chances, he was having chances, neither of us could get to score, and I finally managed to get the ball into the back of the net with a tactical substitution, basically, and doing what people do to me and bringing on player of the month, Hazard. And then from there, we managed to kick on again, laid it into Salah's feet, knock it back to Rabiot, into Harry Kane. I went for the 1-2 and just couldn't quite get it. But, wait, am I getting confused? I edited this yesterday. No, okay. Lucas tracking back. Wait, it's a foul. What's going on? I'm so confused. Why have I put this clip in? I edited this yesterday because I was going to be in yesterday's video and I've totally forgot what on earth is going on. Does this guy make it 3-2? Oh, he does. He subbed. Look at this. He subbed on Player of the Month Royce and scored an absolute beautiful finesse shot. But he subbed on the actual Player of the Month for us, not even the lone one. The crazy bugger has gone and done a Player of the Month for 400k to have it as a sub. Absolute lunatic to make it 3-2. Like I said, this guy was pretty good. This is a pretty close game. Are we going to steam through and score with Salah? No, we aren't, but he is going to give us a free kick from the edge of the box. But we don't have Talisca anymore. That is the one thing I didn't like about changing my team, is losing Talisca. But playing with Hazard isn't too bad. Well, the stats don't say he is. Luckily for me, though, his finesse shots are much better than his free kicks, and there's an absolutely ludicrous goal to be scoring. That is literally FIFA 19 personified, subbing on loans and scoring ridiculous finesse shots from the edge of the box to make it 4-2. And then finally, this guy was going a little bit nuts and all-out attack, ridiculousness, and I got incredibly jammy with his no idea what his Bailly's doing there. And then a decent little chip shot with Mo Salah to score a very, very lucky 5th goal. It was a close game, like I said. I feel like a dude just about deserved to have won it. You can see the chances there. I had a few more on target, but mostly an even game, to be honest with you. 5-2 definitely flattered me. I didn't deserve to win that game 5-2 at all, but I feel like I did just about deserve to win it, so it is what it is. We got a very lucky last couple of goals. We probably should have won 3-2, and that would have been fair. But, as you can see, halfway through our FUT Champs, and actually all the way through our FUT Champs for us this weekend, because I didn't play anymore. I just couldn't be bothered with FUT Champs, because we got to Gold 3. That is the dream. That is Gold 3, and you can see we've actually got 130,000 coins, whereas if we jump back to now, back to live, you can see I've only got 47,000 coins, which is a little bit of a weird one because I actually made a crap ton of coins. However, I've gone and spent them all again. So we need to catch you guys up first of all on how I made an absolute crap load of coins, and hopefully on, well, I say catch you up, we've just caught you up on my FUT Champs reward. So we finished Gold 3 for this week's FUT Champs. It's probably the best one. Like, whenever you see people's rewards, their FUT Champs rewards that are sick, they always get Gold 3. Like, Gold 3 players get Martial and Lewandowski in their pick packs. Top 100 players get Carlos Vela and 81 rated. So, I'm happy with it. It was a much less stressful weekend for me. Obviously, the next one opens in 2 days, 18 hours. Let me know what you think I should do next weekend. It took me 15 games to hit the 14 wins for Gold 3, so I basically played 5 games of FIFA a day, which is so much better instead of playing. Like, it's literally half. It's literally half. I barely played any on the Sunday because the connection was so horrific. And we get our 2-player picks and we get our mega pack and our rare players pack and stuff like that, and it's not too shabby. But that aside, we'll come on to that a little bit more, I suppose, in the rewards video when we actually see what we get and see whether it was worth it, or I should have gone and pushed on for Gold 1 or Elite 3 and got the 100k pack or the Team of the Week pack or something like that. But let me show you how I actually made all the coins before I spent them. So if we jump into this clip, you can see I've got 177,000 coins from selling on my investments. We finally started to clear out the trade pile. We broke even on Moreno and Savic, but this man, Kolarov, oh boy, did we make a lot of coins on Kolarov. 4,500 coins that we're selling them for. After picking them all up for 1,000, the only most disappointing part about it was that I actually shifted on half of them already for like 1,700 coins so I could get to my FUT Champs rewards. So we definitely, as I choke on my own tears from the fact that we didn't keep hold of them, we would have made a fortune. But maybe that's something when Black Friday rolls around and the market crashes, I'm going to pick up a trade pile full of Kolarovs and wait for the next SBC. But as you can see, speaking of SBCs, we got a Scream Koke to be going into our team, into our club, into our list of players to trade in for an SBC. But unfortunately for me, even though I designed the teams and bought all the players so I could just go straight in and do it, a couple of them were duplicate ones. So that Moreno was in the squad twice because I already had loads of 83 ones. And unfortunately for me, one of the ones that was also in there, and I don't actually have a duplicate of in my trade pile as we go and pick up our duplicate Moreno to send him to the club to stick him back into the team. I had a Trigueros there that was also in this SBC. It was in both of the SBCs. Now you might be thinking, doesn't matter, just buy another Trigueros. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a no bother at all. But when we go in and we add these two guys in, you're going to see, as I also trade in my untradeable Dzeko from my Div Rav rewards, which has turned out nice and handy to get me that. Untradeable Bernardo Silva as well. And then I think I'll flick through and show you guys the prices of the players in a second. But none of them really cost me any coins. We haven't got another Trigueros. And when we actually go and put Trigueros into the team, it only gets 79 chemistry because we don't have the loyalty bonus, which is infuriating. So I ended up having to redesign the whole thing. But yeah, I had an untradeable Bernardo Silva, an untradeable Dzeko, and I picked up all of the others really, really cheap or cheapish. We ended up having to switch the team around a little bit. So we grabbed an Ilara Mendy and an Adan, and that made the team work instead. That gave us 82 chemistry. Basically cost the same. The Leno that we bought, we just sold back on, so it didn't really matter too much. And finally, we could trade it in and finish off this SBC. The only really expensive ones in that were Jimenez and Benzema. I think Jimenez cost me about 4 or 5k, and Benzema cost me about 3. And the rest of the guys are untradeable or cost like 1,000, 2,000 coins or something like that. So it really wasn't that bad. We got ourselves an 86 rated Scream Koke, which is pretty bloody decent. So let's have a look. Let's watch this guy walk out. Very, very nice. I don't know how I feel about this. I feel, it's a nice addition. It's cool that you get to watch a new player that you've just finished the SBC walkout. I suppose I'm only doing SBCs that don't really matter too much, like they aren't costing a fortune, whereas if you did a Prime Icon one, it would be sick to watch a Prime Icon walkout. So I'll rate that EA. I like it. 86 rated Scream Koke with currently, with his pace boosted to 90 and his passing boosted to 90. So we'll talk a little bit about him in a second when we jump over to live. But first of all, we've got some packs to open, of course. When I eventually skip through this and stop enjoying the animation when I was recording it last night, there we go. We're going to take a little look at his in-game stats. Obviously, they're going to change. And I don't know, what do you reckon is going to happen on Halloween? Do you reckon they're going to boost every single one of every Scream card's stats to 90? That'd be pretty ridiculous. Or maybe 3 or 4 of them instead. Surely something special's got to happen on actual Halloween, rather than just, maybe they'll evolve or transform or whatever the bloody hell. It's not a Pokemon, is it? Transform again, and something different will happen. But he doesn't look too bad, to be honest with you. And one of the reasons I really like him is he's a left mid, but he's a left mid that's got the stats of a centre mid. You can see he's very good all round. Obviously, he's got 90 pace and 91 passing at the moment. But even normal Koke has decent passing, and when he gets boosted as defending and physical or something like that, it'd be like a god tier CDM. But even without the boosts, Koke is still quite good. Obviously, he's 85 rated at left mid, and he plays he suits playing centre mid really well. So the thing that I like about him is that you can build like a 4-3-3 team with Suarez and Bale, say, at striker right wing, and you put Koke left wing, change the 4-1-2-1 to the second, and rather than having a left wing that's got to slot in somewhere, you've got basically someone that's a centre mid, and you just play him in the centre mid spot, and Bale and Suarez go up front, and it works absolutely perfectly. But we jump straight into our packs, and we actually packed a Atletico Spanish left mid, but unfortunately for us, it was for Tolo. Would have been quite nice to pack in 85, but never mind. We'll take him as if I'm pleased by the fact that we got Fatola. It was absolutely tragic. We got a 35k pack and a 45k pack for this SBC, and I was going to flick my camera on, but I did it at like midnight, and I swear to God you get better pack luck at midnight, so God only knows what I would have got in that pack if I opened it at like 6 PM or something like that when everyone else was doing it. We got Fatola. He's not really worth any coins. We got Lanzini, who's not really worth any coins. We got Pulisic and everybody else who's not really worth any coins, but I suppose we did get a crap load of squad fitnesses, which I was paying 1,000 coins for during FUT Champs this week. And we got ourselves 1,000 coins as well, which isn't too bad. A nice Brazil kit, a couple of consumables, some contracts and stuff like that. And we'll just store it all in our club. So, a Prime Gold Players pack, 12 gold players, 6 of them rare. This is a 45k pack, I think. Can we get a walkout? No, we can't. Of course we can't. It's my pack. Look, we got a board at least, but I would expect that. It was a Portuguese board. It was Real Betis. It was William Carvalho, whose price was marginally inflated because of the SBCs for the Koke, but not really. Nothing like, not to be like, yes, he's worth 8k, I'm going to sell it. Nah, nothing like that. He's worth like 2.5 instead. So not really making the coins back from this SBC, I'm not going to lie to you guys, but I suppose we got an 86 Koke out of it as well. We did get a Thomas Lemar, I suppose, and a Horn, so we got, I know Lucas Leiva actually, so we got 4 boards in the pack, which isn't too bad, but no real particular good ones that are ever going to be worth any coins. If we jump to live, I'll show you guys what I sold them for and what's rocking on my trade pile at the moment. So, see, I sold my Leno one that I bought to originally do the SBC for 3k. Carvalho went for 2,600. Here's all these Gerard Morenos that I sold for 13/1200, depending on what time I sold them at, because the prices are slowly coming down. Savic I sold for 1,100. We were picking them up for about 1,000 to 1,300. It's taken a bit of a loss, but I just wanted to get them off my trade pile, to be honest with you. It's driving me mad. The Thomas Lemar went for just under 3k. The Lucas Leiva went for 1,500. And then these Kolarovs, the first 2 I sold, I got 5,200 and 5,400 for them, which is ridiculous. But his price immediately crashed from loads of people flooding the market with him. So I got one off for, then got one off for 4,800, and then all of the others were 4,500. And actually, if we go and check them now, his price has probably crashed even more, as I'll show you guys this as well. This is what we've spent my coins on now, because there's been a little bit of a leak, and I'm hoping it's not fake. I'm hoping it's not someone fully mugging me off. You can see Kolarov is under 4k. What's he going for? Is it like 3.5? Under 3.5. So he's crashed loads, but in the initial hype, there we go. 3,300 Kolarov is worth now. So I was right to get rid of them all. I just probably should have done it a little bit faster and got a few more of them sold off for 5k. But you know what? Profit's profit. We bought all these for 1,100 coins. Should we count them up? We sold. That's 10 in it. A page is 10. So that's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 Kolarovs for 3,500 profits. So we've made like 40k. I can't complain at all about that. That is absolutely balling. And then we did have about 180,000 coins. But like I said, there's been a bit of a leak. Whether it's real or not, I'm not sure. Someone put it on the FIFA subreddit. Get hype. The hype is real, basically. And it was a picture of Player of the Month Lionel Messi in their concept squads. Now, he doesn't show up for me, but a couple of other people have said that they've seen it as well. Whether they're just all winding me up and baiting me or baiting everyone, basically, I'm not really sure. But I decided to do some investment off the back of it and hope and pray. And I went for stuff that's basically no risk. So I picked up this Salah guy, in form, Argentinian, 81 rated, 10,700, 11,000. I mean, like, what does he do? He discards for 10k. You're never going to lose any coins on that. We've obviously still got quite a lot of our 83s, which hopefully something comes out on actual Halloween that we can trade these ones in for. So, like, the Kolarov was worth a fortune because both of the squads needed a left back and there's no affordable left back. So I'm hoping that the next one they bring out, you need wingers, and Carrasco and Mata are going to be worth a fortune, as well as, if we scroll down, Guedes and Bailey, because there's not too many left wings. There's literally just Carrasco. So fingers crossed for that. Like I said, we've got our blue investments as well, with our Danny Rose, our Reganis, our De Rossis, stuff like that we need to get sold on eventually. And also, if we now go to my club, we've got some more stuff in there potentially for Messi as well. So we've got another one of that in form, this Salah. I also picked up Pacheco because he's in the La Liga and he's an 82 rated Spanish in form. 12k for him, not too shabby. I got Fabian because he's an 84 rated Spanish in form. So I'm thinking if you've got to do like a Spanish, if you need to do a team that's got like 4 La Liga players, 3 informs in, people are going to put Spanish La Liga players in and then use this guy's inform because he's actually quite high rated. So he's got him for 23k. Again, don't feel like you can lose too many coins in him. I actually bought an Ochoa for 10k. This was totally irrelevant to this. This was because I wanted to do the Koke. EA accidentally announced it 20 minutes early. So I went and picked this guy up for basically, does he discard for this or does he go cheaper? Yeah, basically his discard value, just in case you needed to trade in a screen card for the Koke, but you didn't, and he's still just chilling there in my club. And then we have got ourselves an Iniesta that I picked up for 28k because he's 87 rated in Spanish, a 19k Thiago, and a 22k Parejo. So I'm not sure if the hype has spread. I was talking to like Tom and Flair and people like that in Tom's stream chat, and I'm not sure if we were one of the first people to see it, if the hype has spread or not. Thiago, apparently 20 minutes ago, was still worth 19k, and Parejo, maybe, let's have a look, just to see whether the hype spread or whether we're going to have to wait and see whether this was worth it. Parejo, 23, so he's gone up 1,000 coins. That's just probably just random fluctuations in the market and doesn't actually really mean too much, to be honest with you guys. So we shall see. If they're needed, we could be making a fortune. Like Parejo might be worth 40k, and Thiago might be worth 40k, and Iniesta might be worth like 55 or something like that. So I thought it was worth a punt. Our coins aren't doing anything else. We have just got Koke, and I should probably put him on the bench to be brought on as a sub because he does look really, really good. As we accidentally click on our invested UCL team, let's go to my actual team and get Koke on. Who should we bring him in for? Florenzi, maybe? Yeah, we'll bring him in for Florenzi. There actually as well. We've got an 87 Parejo, so we're not going to be able to afford to do the Messi, I don't think. In fact, I know what am I what? I don't think. Come on, Andy, we definitely can't afford to do that Messi. We'd have to sell everything. But somewhere along the line, we can use that Parejo for an SBC. Anyway, in goes my Koke, who looks very, very good. Like I said, he's basically a centre mid, but he starts at left mid, so he's really good for teams. So we'll talk about that a little bit more in the next episode, where I discuss like some potential next level teams once we unlock all of our coins from all of these investments. I can't really do anything until I sell all of the blues as well as the 83s and the stuff we've just bought now. I really want to get Kante, but we'll come on to that in tomorrow's episode. But even with the 200k that I had, I'm only halfway to being able to buy a Kante, so we had to wait anyway. So I thought I may as well invest the coins a little bit more. But there we go. There is Koke, a nice little super sub, a potential nice link. I did regret not doing the Juan Fran, I'm not going to lie, so I'm looking forward to some more flashback SBCs. But yeah, I did him. I think he could be a pretty decent little one. Sneak in, is constantly going to get his stats changed and stuff like that, and we can just keep adapting the chem styles. Like at the moment, I will put a marksman on him to give him dribbling, shooting, and physical, because he's got the passing and the pace already boosted. And then when that changes, I'll put a chem style on that boosts the ones that aren't already boosted, if that makes sense. And he should always be a really, really good player. But for now, that is where I'm going to leave this episode. That is how we made an absolute crap load of coins, even though we spent them all. We sold off a lot of our investments, in particular Kolarov, who made us absolutely tons. We've invested them all again, and hopefully we're going to make even more. You guys, I will see you all tomorrow. I'll show you guys my team. I won't show you guys my team. I'll show you guys the teams that I quite like and want to work towards, and like how I'm going to progress it. And you guys can give me some feedback and stuff like that in there. And maybe tomorrow will even be absolutely crap loads richer from selling all that stuff if Player of the Month Messi comes out at 6 o'clock today. If not, fingers crossed they don't all go down in price. Cross your fingers for me as well, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.